Ugh, it's you fuckers again. Welcome back to another episode of Warzone Ramblings, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 gunfights in movies. This list is purely subjective. There's probably a lot of movies out there that I have not seen that probably have better gunfights, but there'll also be some cross references in this as well. But let's just get straight into the meat and bones of this. Coming in at number 5, filling in my modern day action movie category, would be Extraction 2. The uncut prison escape scene is the first part of it is more hand to hand kind of, but the gunfight itself does start when they get into the vehicles, and it's just this brutal long take. Fucking Chris Hemsworth, as we know, it's a fucking great action, actor anyway, and this just whole part where it's just long, uncut, different kinds of weaponry. You get to see him with a fucking belt-fed LMG travelling on top of a high-speed train, just bring it down this fucking helicopter. It's absolutely just fucking gorgeous to watch. And in terms of, because I am doing all 5 of these different movies by different categories, and when it comes to the modern day action star, because action movies aren't like they used to be, but they seem to have been headed back a little bit like they're now. Extraction 1 was a fucking great movie that had its own long uncut sort of bit as well, but in the modern day action category I've got to go with Extraction 2. That whole sequence I think is about 16 minutes. It could be even longer than that, but it's a fucking great gunfight, lots of it going on, different kinds of enemies, switching perspectives as well. So in 5th place comes in Extraction 2. Bleh. Struggled for talking there. In 4th place I've gone for the true life movies. This could have easily have been Lone Survivor, purely for its fucking stunt work alone, but I think if you've ever watched any sort of real life war movie, it has to be the opening, the Saving Private Ryan. Fucking hell. That gunfight, I know of people that have watched it whose like relatives were on like the Normandy beach that day, and it doesn't shy. It's because there's a lot of gore in it, but it's obviously not a gory movie, it's not a horror movie, but it doesn't shy the fuck away from what the fuck happened. And if you want to ever test your surround sound, I strongly suggest that you put Saving Private Ryan on and just watch that beginning. It's just fucking harrowing, gripping, brutal. Even if you've watched it and you know what happens, it has you on the edge of your seat. So coming in at 4th place, these aren't in any particular order either, anyway. I'm just listing my 5 favourite. So in the true life category comes Saving Private Ryan. In these sort of, we're going to go over the early action phase, of movies, which we know was the 80s. That was your typical Stallones, your Arnold Schwarzeneggers. But in that era is my favourite movie of all time, and I'm going with the gunfight in the medbay scene in Aliens. Even though the aliens don't have guns, I don't give a fuck. That's actually the first time you hear the pulse rifle itself go off, and you get to see the grenade launcher used as well. It's a great tension building moment that leads up to it, with the sound, the motion tracker detecting the aliens, but they're not in the room, even though the motion tracker says they should, and then you find out they're crawling up in the rafters above. And then of course you get 2 of the best last stands in movie history ever, with Vasquez later on, but Hudson first, and Hudson just screaming this abuse at all these aliens as he's taking them out. Then he gets taken out, which they've tried to replicate in so many movies after that. But the medbay scene in Aliens, I know a lot of people thinking from the 80s, I should have picked something from Rambo or maybe even Predator, Commando, but I think that Aliens, the medbay scene, has the best gunfight itself, particularly what it leads on to as well, and just the way you get to see the weaponry let off, even though it's not the longest gunfight and the aliens don't have aliens. I don't give a fuck, this is my list, fuck off. Coming in at the sort of middle action sort of phase, so you had the early action movies of the 80s, you have your more modern day ones, obviously with your Extractions, your John Wicks, and there was that time in the middle, sort of between the mid-90s to the mid-2000s, of a different kind of action star coming out, because it was no longer the big buff Schwarzeneggers of the world, and it was like these smoother, lighter moving you know, action stars, you're more kung fu based, and I'm going to go with the lobby scene in The Matrix. The Matrix is a fucking cool movie anyway, with lots of great stuff going on, but that particular scene where they're just using the weapons, it starts off fucking brilliantly with like Neo opening his jacket up and the security guard like, holy shit. Obviously all the cool, you know, flip and the kung fu stuff. Yeah, it's just brilliant, and of course you've got that cheesy techno music behind it as well. Yeah, so with that I'm going to go with The Matrix. And then coming in at last place is actually my favourite gunfight of all time, and you know, when it comes to gunfights I think you've got to mention westerns. I don't watch many westerns, I love the Young Guns movies, but Tombstone, the scene at the OK Corral, has one of the best tension build up ever. It's got a star-studded cast with, you know, your fucking Bill Paxtons, your Kurt Russells, but Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday, and that little back and forth between him and one of the cowboys, Billy, the close-ups of their faces, you know, it's high end tension. Everyone's like, are we going to draw our pistols, are we going to have a fight? And then Billy looks at Doc Holliday, and Doc Holliday just keeps that smile on his face and winks at him. And then the camera cuts back to Billy and his face just drops. And that's when Kurt Russell spots it and he's just like, oh my god. And that's when it sits him that, yeah, a gunfight is about to fucking happen. Again, it's quite a short gunfight. It's like not like most modern day actions where it's like 5 minutes of carnage. It's very well played out, very well shot. I could watch Tombstone just for Val Kilmer's performance alone as Doc Holliday. But yeah, that's my favourite. I'd probably say that is my favourite of all time. The other four are in no particular order, but that's my favourite gunfight, gun battle, gun scene, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, just naming my five at all. But yeah, special shouts outs as well to like Lone Survivor, Matrix, some of the stuff in Blade. But yeah, thanks for listening to me, this Babylon. You can see we've won another 2 games with some more high kill footage. So yeah, if you did like this, please leave a cheeky like. Tell Shane he's never allowed to play zombies again and continue doing what he's doing. Shout out to Domi for getting 2 kill cams, and Mikey just for being Mikey, which is just a big bowl of AIDS. Take care guys, much love. Yeah, be good.